Alright guys, I was just in the process of recording a different video when I got a Twitter notification from Clash Royale with this brand new post saying, any guesses? And it shows, let me pull it up, this picture here. It says, what do these have in common? And it shows the Pump, Expo, Inferno Tower, Tesla, Mortar, with the Merge Tactics logo on the bottom right. So obviously these are all buildings. That's what they have in common. So I'm assuming they might add a building trait in the next season, which is actually huge because all of the cards in the game right now are just troops, right? Like you have the Spear Goblin, it's a Swarm Troop, you have the Witch, Valkyrie, these are all just troops, normal troops. No buildings are added to Merge Tactics yet. So this is going to be huge because buildings, I'm assuming, are just going to stand in place. They're not going to move like the current cards in. So their actual functionality is going to be completely different than the cards we have in the game. So I'm really curious how these are going to change the meta and Merge Tactics. And in particular, this one card here, the Elixir Pump, I am very curious to see how this actually impacts Merge Tactics. I think this is probably going to change the way that Elixir farming generation works in Merge Tactics because you have the Elixir Pump modifier right now, which is a modifier in which you start out with an Elixir Pump and it generates Elixir every round, which compounds over time. So if it works in that same way, that, I don't know, that might be kind of broken. That's going to be really hard to balance. And it sort of introduces another RNG aspect. If you get the Elixir Pump early on, when other people don't, maybe you get an advantage in farming. We're going to see exactly how that works, but I guess let's check what other people have to say. We got Too Good here saying not sure, but I think they're all buildings. Yeah, I think, yeah, for sure they're all buildings. We got SK saying high skill, of course, because he plays Expo, so he's going to say that. We got Dybala here mentioning SK as well with the eyes emoji. He also plays Expo, so they're just kind of alluding to the fact that the Expo is there. We got Solar Fury as well saying cringe, I guess. Man, there's so many Expo haters. We got Mortar as well, the thumbs up here because the Mortar is getting added to Merge Tactics. W Mortar there. We got who let the okay, who let the piss collector in, gang? I guess that's alluding to the fact there's a yellow elixir collector because the Merge Tactics elixir is yellow. But guys, I'm honestly so excited for this because buildings, if all 5 of these cards are added to Merge Tactics, or if any number of these cards are added, this is gonna change the meta completely. I will say though, I think the card I'm most interested in right now is probably going to be the Elixir Pump because I think the Elixir Pump is going to completely revolutionize, I guess, how Elixir farming generation, whatever you think about it, goes in this game because it kind of makes the question where you ask yourself, how far do I want to go when I farm Elixir? Do I just want to, if I get the pump early on, do I just maybe sack 2 rounds just to maximize that Elixir? It sort of adds a brand new dimension to the game. It's sort of like if you have played any like tower defense games like Balloon TD battles, it's like, you know how you sacrifice the beginning to farm up your banana farms? It's sort of like a similar concept, I think, where now you can actually farm elixir in different ways, but I feel like that also might add more of like an RNG component to it as well, because I would imagine that if you get the elixir pump before anybody else does, then you're just able to farm elixir first. So I guess that sort of does introduce like an extra component of RNG, which I'm not sure how I feel about, and but we'll have to see and wait until the elixir pump actually does get out. Now, the second card I'm most interested in, I would say, is probably the Inferno Tower because I mean I feel like the Inferno Tower would be very broken in this mode because in Merge Tactics there's only what, a maximum of like 6 cards, 7 cards if you're playing the Loom. So there's not that many swarmy type cards like in normal Clash Royale. You have like Skarmy, Witch, like that the, you know, Inferno Tower is like trash against, right? We're actually getting a lot of really good merges here, so I'll definitely take that. I'll probably... Let's do this. This is the best for the traits, I would say. But you have a lot of cards that sort of are bad for the Inferno Tower, but I feel like in Merge Tactics, you actually don't have any cards that are like bad for the Inferno Tower, except for only the Witch. I would say only the Witch, because she's the only spawner type unit. Maybe you could say Skeleton King if he gets a kill, but for the vast majority of cards, I think the Inferno Tower is going to be very good against. So I'll have to see how they balance that card. I think the Inferno Tower is going to be a really interesting card to balance, as well as the Elixir Pump. I don't know how that would work. Would it compound like it does in the current modifier? Or I don't know how that would work. That would be pretty interesting to see. Also, the other cards, very interesting. I don't know how they would work. Let's actually 3-star that. That's honestly really good. Let's go for the Prince, and then I probably will... Let's see, we're kind of about to lose, but I think I could probably sell this guy, upgrade him, and then I think I could do this, ideally. And then, yeah, we do shield up all of our units there, so that's very good. But the hidden Tesla, I'm also pretty curious about because, I mean, I don't know how that would work. Like, would it ever get like a hidden ability? I'm not sure how that hidden ability would work. I talked about this in my predicting the next 10 cards videos, but I wasn't sure how its ability would work, I guess, because, I mean, the thing with cards and merge tactics is that they're always in combat pretty much. Like, even if you look at the cards right now, like the Archer, the Spear Goblin, they're pretty much always going to be shooting, right? So I don't know how that would work for the hidden Tesla. Like, would it just bro when it's not attacking? I don't know how useful that would be. But I'm also trying to think about the actual traits for the cards right now. Like, I'm assuming for the Expo, maybe you could have the Rangers. That's actually, this is a pretty freaking good start. But yeah, I'm assuming you could have the Ranger plus building. I'm assuming they're, you know, of course, they're going to add like a building trait, I'm guessing, for all of these buildings. So you could have maybe, yeah, Ranger for Expo, which honestly seems kind of broken. Like, if the Expo just keeps going, it's going to get even faster. I don't know. That could seem really powerful. For the mortar, I would assume you could have like noble plus building, since I mean the mortar is like I kind of associate that with like a castle or something. So like royalty. You also have the Tesla, which I'm assuming is electric plus building, maybe the Inferno Tower. I mean Inferno, so it's probably like fire plus building. But the one I actually don't know about is the Elixir Pump. I'm not exactly sure. Like you could have a building plus what? What's Elixir Pump? I'm not sure what trait makes sense with that. So Elixir, there's no Elixir trait, right? So that's what I'm kind of curious about. Maybe they're going to add another trait in the next season as well. For specifically the Elixir Pump, but that also raises the question that's like, okay, then what trait or what other card would have the same trait as the Pump? I'm not too sure, guys, to be honest, but one thing I'm also very glad about is that this update actually came pretty fast. It's only been 2 months since the last update that they've had, where they added 7 cards, 2 rulers. So these updates, if they're going to be occurring this frequently at 2-month increments, that's actually really good for the game because, I mean, look, yeah, that's not every month, but it's like they're adding so much new content where I feel like the game would just not feel stale as easily because, like, although it's 2 months, they're adding what? I don't know. They already teased 5 cards, right? I'm assuming they're going to add all of them. I don't know if they're going to add any other cards. They're probably going to add a ruler, I would assume, or at least a ruler or 2, some other features, I would assume. So, you know, I'm pretty excited for that in terms of like the frequency of the updates as well. But I really didn't expect them to add buildings, I guess, at least not this early. I thought they would stick to the cards maybe because all of the cards in the game right now are just literally just troops like in the game, right? Like single target, or they pick out single target troops like the Valkyrie, or they've picked out swarm troops in the past, like the Spear Goblin. Like the card is called Spirit Goblins in the game, but they just picked out a Spirit Goblin. I guess let's do this, and I think I kind of want to try to stay alive. So what I might try to do here is I could try to Devil Snap something. We could try to do this, maybe put this guy in sack 1 round, I guess. Try to go for clan. Do something like this. I mean, we're not going to die, right? Hopefully. I'll put in the barb just to be safe. Hopefully we don't die. I don't know. But they've not added any spells or buildings. So it's obviously a huge step to add buildings because buildings are so different from the rest of the cards. So maybe they'll add spells in the future. I don't know if they would. I don't know how that would work in Merge Tactics, but it definitely shows that they're willing to make these steps towards unique cards.